Now, the United States responded to North Korea's latest missile launch by flying 2 supersonic B-1B bombers over the Korean Peninsula. The U.S. military released a photo of, showing one of the 2 bombers joined by 2 South Korean F-15s. Experts say that the intercontinental ballistic missile launched by North Korea on Friday appeared capable of reaching the west coast of the United States and even Chicago. The launch spurred South Korea to seek talks with Trump administration to allow the South to build more powerful ballistic missiles of its own. Now, I want to say something about North Korea. I'm not even sure how much of North Korea we're going to get into tonight, okay? But I want to say a few things about it right now. North Korea is going to, we have talked about this. I don't know how many people believed us, how many people listened, but we made it clear. I have broadcast from well over 2 years ago, stating that North Korea was far more advanced than what the U.S. was giving them credit for. We were constantly talking about the United States government under the Obama administration belittling the UN regime in North Korea, saying that the DPRK, which is the government over in North Korea, was ill-equipped. They were all talk, no action. They were boasting. They were just blowing a bunch of hot air. They didn't have what they claimed that they were building. And we constantly stated, do not underestimate the North Korean regime. You know that. Yes. Many of you do know this, but there are a lot of people that did not believe that.
Yes.
Oh, come on, evangelists. They don't have nothing on us. They don't have any nuclear capability. But we were reporting it, and we reported it by the Spirit of the Lord. We made it clear that they were able to reach their nuclear capability with the helps of Iran, with the helps of China, with the helps of Russia, and I believe even some South American countries, because this is still, there's clearly still a hegemony on the world scene towards the United States and Western nations. There are countries such as Russia, China, many South American countries, along with many Middle Eastern countries that are not for, the democratic way. They don't want, they don't believe in the type of republic that we have to offer, along with what others in the NATO nations, for instance, believe in, so as far as their democracy goes. So it's really order against order. It's what the Bible says, kingdom rising up against kingdom in these last days. We let it be made known, okay? Now, everybody was all eyes on North Korea past few months. Oh, look, one of their missiles blew up. Ha, ha, ha. Maybe the U.S. sent some kind of laser and it went kaput. Next thing you know, on July 4th, 2017, what happened? North Korea launched another test, an intercontinental ballistic missile. An ICBM has a capability of launching what? A nuclear warhead,
yes.
Okay? Not only did they launch a test of an ICBM, but it was successful. And it went to a pretty impressive trajectory,
yes.
To where it can do some damage to as far away as Hawaii, I believe. And so now you had Hawaii, you had city officials in Hawaii stating, we got to get our houses in order. They have plans on fallout shelters, and they're getting their people ready. And you had the governor, some governing officials in Hawaii stating, we're not trying to cause a panic in Hawaii, but we have to do this. These reports are coming out as fresh as last week concerning Hawaii preparing their people. Well, it gets even more interesting. North Korea launches another ICBM last week, just this past Friday. Not only did it beat the trajectory that it went, that happened on July 4th, it stood up much longer, and now they're stating that it could probably hit anywhere around the world.
Oh, wow. Okay,
so now this is an issue. Not only could it possibly hit Guam, possibly, for sure hit South Korea or any of our, our allies that they're enemies with, but it could hit New York. It could hit California. It could hit anywhere in the U.S. So now you have basically the government kind of in a panic mode, okay? So this is, I don't know if we really understand the seriousness of where North Korea is at with their nuclear capabilities and where we're at. We have already, and I have reports. Again, I didn't plan on any of this. I have reports here, and none of it include North Korea, as weird as that may sound. But I got to show the people. So let me just quickly put it up here, honey.
Okay.
So here, here are latest reports here concerning North Korea, and I'm not sure how many or how much of it the precious people behind us can see. But let's see if I could just do a, if I could just do a zoom here.
You mentioned the Pentagon is now confirming moments ago that this North Korean ballistic missile is an intercontinental ballistic missile, the same type of missile that was launched on July 4th. Now, officials say the missile was launched from an arms factory near North Korea's border with China. Now, Japanese officials say the missile flew for 45 minutes, which would be the longest ballistic missile test to date for North Korea. It landed about 600 miles away in the Sea of Japan. The Pentagon says North Korea launched the missile at about 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time, a rare nighttime launch for the rogue communist regime. North Korea's time zone is 12 and a half hours ahead of the United States. Now, the Army's top officer yesterday, General Mark Milley, joined others when he talked about the dangers the U.S. faces with North Korea.
Hear the general. Hear the general.
War on the Korean Peninsula would be terrible. However, a nuclear weapon detonating in Los Angeles would be terrible. We are at a point in time where choices will have to be made one way or the other. None of these choices are particularly palatable.
Now, North Korea normally likes to peg these tests with important dates in Pyongyang. This test is no different. On July 27th, North Korea celebrated its 64th anniversary of the end of the Korean War, the armistice. Now, the test did not happen yesterday. Officials tell me because of bad weather, it scrubbed the launch. But there's a very concerning development today, Julie.
I would say so. So that's a concerning development concerning North Korea that we see. Let me put us back here. We're up close. Anyway, concerning North Korea, the the developments, it's gotten pretty heavy, honey. Yeah. So now you have some scrambling taking place with the. I apologize, Facebook, because I could have totally had you. I could have went up close with Facebook. We have the capability of doing that, so I'll have to do that next time. Okay. But there's some massive developments. The government is really trying to figure this all out.
Yeah, the general looked kind of nervous.
He is very nervous, and we are practicing. We have already put out some. I'm trying to get up the headlines here. Oops. We are putting out our defenses. Again, Hawaii has readied emergency plans for potential North Korea nuclear attack. We are conducting missile intercepting tests to see how quickly we can intercept a possible nuclear missile. We were getting reports as early as today, I was reading it, that a nuclear weapon could absolutely go over the entire United States. Now, what I heard of that sounded like an electromagnetic pulse, not just one city, not just one region, and not just a half of the U.S., but the entire U.S. could be plummeted in darkness. It can. This is serious stuff.
Yeah, there's something that I think the U.S. took lightly.
Okay.
And took it to the people here in the United States. The way they were talking about Kim Jong-un there, that he's gonna.
Thank you, sweetie.
He's just. What did he say? Like a little boy. I mean, but he knows what he's doing. I mean, we have a lot of. I mean, even with the U.S. threatening Korea, saying if they launch another one, we're going to go ahead and strike. And I mean, they keep on doing these tests or launching these missiles, and U.S. has done nothing.
Right.
And that's why I think the general there is kind of nervous. And now is going to come the time that they're going to have to do what they said a couple months ago, that they're gonna have to do something about these testing or these missiles, because one of these days this one missile could be the real thing.
Right.
So that's why I think he was nervous, because we're
scrambling last minute.
It's scrambling last minute. It's kind of nervous, and I mean, I believe that the general doesn't want what they have on the table right now, which is very not good. There that they're talking about nuking probably North Korea or something at that end. They don't want to do that, and plus they don't want Korea to nuke, like you said, LA or whatever, New York or Chicago, whatever. Both of them, they don't want that.
That's what you said. Nothing that they have is palatable. Nothing that they have tastes good. It's going to be bitter. Whatever.
It's going to be bitter. It's going to be harsh. That they have it on the table. They've been talking about it, and they have the scenarios of what could happen. And that's why I think he was like, man, this is something that we're gonna have to face or do ourselves, and that's why I think he was the way he was talking.
Yeah,
to
he
me,
was
that's why-
serious.
yeah, he was very serious and
Sobering.
And you know, the president knows it too. But I mean, by saying what he said before, I mean he didn't do what he did. What he's saying, threatening, you know, Kim Jong Un. He didn't do anything, but I believe they are going to do something. It's been waiting since that time. And you know, I mean, we could say, well, he didn't do nothing. Like, I mean, you know, went by his word. I mean, but the time's going to come that word is going to come into play here. That it's going to happen.
Well, that's the thing. So far, the U.S. was proven wrong in how far advanced North Korea has become. I hope they don't test that again and believe that, well, he's got one, but now he won't use one because that he can absolutely, so far, show off the fact that he can back up what he says, even to the point of launching one.
Oh, and we don't doubt it that he might.
Unbelievable.
I mean, he's not a saved man. He's just an evildoer that just wants havoc in this earth, you know, and he wants to cause that. And he thinks he's big and bad because he has a backup of Russia, China, I believe, and all these other nations that is backing him up. They're not saying. Well, I think China's telling him no, right?
China is playing both sides. Okay, so, they're playing both sides of the car. China's the red dragon, so they're deceivers as well.
Yeah.
Not anything against the Chinese people. We have an underground Chinese church that are Christian. Okay, they're going through a lot. I'm not putting all Chinese in the same boat. Absolutely not. I'm talking about the regime, the government of China. Absolutely, they're playing both parts. So they're telling Trump, you know, we'll do our part to try to calm everything down. They're telling North Korea, whatever you do, do not don't back down. We'll do, you know, we'll provide for you in the midst of so much sanctions that North Korea has received, or has been, I should say, not even, I mean, they didn't intend to receive them, but they were slapped with by the United Nations and the U.S. They were still able to get nuclear capability. It is because they have the help of China, Russia, Iran, and I believe, again, other you know, nations that would include some South American nations.
Yes.
So anyway, that's our report, brief report on North Korea.